What's up, fight fans? This is Rudy with Fight Night MMA. We're here to talk about UFC 123 fight predictions. This is a super stacked card. This is going to be awesome. We have four previous champions. We have Matt Hughes versus BJ Penn for the co-main event, the rubber match, the trilogy, something we all knew that was coming. We also have two ex-champions coming off a loss. Machida lost his belt, was knocked out by Shogun. And we all know that Rampage lost to Rashad for his last showing. So wasn't his best performance. He was coming off of about 13, 14 months of not fighting in the ring. He would just come off doing a big movie, so that was probably a big factor. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We also have the return of Cairo Parisian to the UFC, so that's big news as well. We also need to talk a little bit about Serentopolis and Joe Zone. So let's start there. Joe's actually a big, up-and-comer to me. I think he's going to be within title contention soon. He's never fought anybody like Serentopolis. The Australian is going to, he's going to pose some serious threats on the ground. He's a hell of a grappler, and he very well could tap out Joe. I'm going to go ahead and throw the favorite out to Lozone now. I do think he's going to end up winning this fight, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. Whether it's standing or on the ground, I think he could finish the fight in any way, shape, or form. So giving that to Lozone. Let's talk about the co-main event. So BJ Penn versus Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes, he's actually got a little bit of momentum going. So much so he won his last fight against Almeida, which was an awesome tap out. He was able to get him with a actual high school wrestling move that he had talked about. But nonetheless, he's finished his last two fights pretty impressively. But I do want to say this: those fights were kind of cakewalks in my opinion for Matt Hughes. Those were not at the level that Matt Hughes of the old was used to fighting. It's not a BJ Penn's level, so those are not really good comparisons for his up-and-coming match. He wanted to take some time off. I remember Matt Hughes in the press conference in the post-fight presser saying, I want to take some time off, going to go hunting, going to spend some time with the family. He was quoted, Dana White said, I called Matt Hughes, I told him I want you to fight on this card at this date, and he said, my schedule's really busy, you don't think I can do it? Then he said, it's BJ Penn. He said, let me call you back, I'm going to clear my schedule. That's actually what he said. So you got to understand he's motivated for this fight too. Matt Hughes can win this fight. First time they fought, Matt Hughes lost via rear naked choke. BJ Penn was able to secure the choke, and that's what BJ Penn does. He's an awesome jiu-jitsu practitioner. He has incredible boxing skills, very good hands, very good footwork. So the second time they met, Matt Hughes did win the fight via third round TKO. He was able to stop BJ Penn in the third round just by outworking him and really getting him to gas out and get tired. He caught BJ Penn on the ground, held him down, ground and pounded him, got the TKO. To be honest, he was losing the fight. The first round, BJ Penn won. Second round, I think BJ Penn definitely won. So I think BJ Penn definitely knows how to beat Matt Hughes. It's a matter of his conditioning. Let's talk about BJ Penn's last couple of fights. He fought against Frankie Edgar for the title, lost, then had a rematch immediately against Frankie Edgar, lost the exact same way. You have to question BJ Penn's mentality sometimes when he's coming into fights like that. Joe Rogan was quoted saying BJ Penn's the kind of guy you beat him, he's going to show up at your front door the next day and he's going to try to fight you and get the revenge for that loss. He's that kind of guy. So. He didn't really look like he took him very hard. It looked like it was, I lost the belt, whatever. So you have to question his mentality. But I will say this, he spent the last two fights going all 5 rounds. 10 rounds in 2 fights. BJ Penn is not going to get tired in the third round like he did in the Matt Hughes fight. It's not like the old BJ Penn. He's definitely got training down a little bit better. He understands it more. He's smarter about it. He definitely has a better work ethic. If the BJ Penn that I think is going to shows up, I think he's actually going to be able to go in there and win. But you never know, which BJ Penn's going to show up. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one to BJ Penn in the second round. I just have a gut feeling BJ Penn's going to end up winning by submission in the second round. Let's go to the main event, UFC 123. It's all about Machida versus Rampage, the Dragon versus Rampage. Rampage is 30-8 for his professional MMA record. He's got really hard, very accurate punches. He's fought in Pride, fought in the UFC, he's fought in K1. He's not the fastest puncher. He's got very good wrestling skills. So he's got a lot of attributes. He's a strong guy and he comes at you. Machida is 16-1, so he's only lost once, and that is to the current light heavyweight champion, Shogun. Shogun knocked him out in the rematch to secure the title. So Machida is definitely, he's definitely going to be stylistically, he's going to be a hard and probably a bad matchup for Rampage. He's training at Black House. Let's talk about Machida a little bit. He's training at Black House. He's training under the Nogueira brothers, who's sparring with Anderson. So You know, this is something where he's training with the right people. He might have the right mentality, and he's only lost once. He's coming off a loss, both coming off a loss, so he's going to be hungry for it. Machida is really good at moving in and out of the pocket. He's a very fast, everybody calls him mysterious, funny angles. You know, he likes to jump in and out. He's also got some hard kicks. People aren't talking about his kicks. That's going to be a weapon I think he's going to try to utilize a lot against Rampage's kicks, because Rampage doesn't check kicks. Everybody knows that. And, you know, Machida can kick a hell of a lot harder than he can punch. Let's talk about Rampage a little bit. Rampage's abilities obviously are going to be, like I said, his strengths are his wrestling and his hard punches, but I think he's gotten slower. I think Rampage has gotten a little bit slower. He's not using his wrestling. The last couple fights haven't even seen him try to use his wrestling. So, you know, I don't think that's going to come into play during this fight. I think he's going to go out there and try to knock him out in the first or second round. Rampage, if he's able to do that, if he's able to go out there, press forward, do what Shogun did, and get him to get in the pocket. If he gets in the pocket with Rampage, Rampage can do that counter punching he's famous for, get the left hook, maybe the right hook, either one. You know, Vanderlei Silva, Chuck Liddell knocked them both out that same exact way. So he can do it. What I actually see happening, though, is I see Machida doing what Machida does best, and that's going to be kicking the hell out of his legs, moving in and out of the pocket, landing some punches, the same strategy that Rashad had, and it worked for him, and he got the victory. Machida, I think, is going to be a lot harder on his legs, and he's going to get those kicks because that's, I mean, he's a karate guy, and he's really good at kicking. So if he's able to make it through the first round, weather the storm, stay out of the pocket, stay out of the range of the counter punching and the left hook, then I think he's going to be able to eke out a decision. And as the rounds go farther and farther, I think Rampage is going to get slower and slower. He's going to get tired. His legs are going to start to feel those kicks, and he's going to have more and more trouble catching Machida, which is going to, of course, get Machida the third round unanimous decision. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and call on this one. I have a feeling Machida's going to win unanimous decision. There you go, fight fans. Let me know if you like my predictions. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. You can find us at fnmma.blogspot.com for the blog. You can always check us out on Facebook.